The Metroid randomizer is going on right now. I feel like Link to the Past randomizer never stops. It's a 24/7
Pretty
thing.
much.
Yeah, I feel like
once
it is.
Once one ends,
honestly.
it's like, all right, let's get the next one rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, our runners have started. We're in.
We're in. Looks like Cyndaquil actually split a little bit early. I think he went on 3 and not go, but I don't think he didn't.
He started his timer at the same time as his game, so in the end, we're just fine.
Well, yeah, no, I think he started his timer late or early. I mean, but he didn't start the game early. Does that make sense? Either way, it doesn't matter.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, if this comes down to a second, we might have to be this might call for a retime. We'll see. Right off the bat, both players here opting to take a bit of a safe route here up the bridge. A lot of players just see go over the railings, but you can't bonk and die right there, and that's not something you want to do, obviously.
Almost never.
Yeah.
Cyndaquil actually looking like he's about to fall down. He had that panic hat toss there to make sure.
Yeah, he's like in the bridge, but
yeah.
Decent little sink right here. And bonking right there for Mashy. Gonna cost him a bit of time. I want to point one thing out. You see Mashy got the right frog, not the center frog. So that's actually gonna be an extra little frog hop, which all time matters here in Cappy Kingdom.
Even worse than that, he's actually had to go for an extra frog jump, making it up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Judging those distances can be a little bit tricky sometimes.
Oh, great movement up the hill from Cyndaquil.
Yeah, good quick execution on the topper, getting the stomp and everything.
Overall, really clean Cappy lane from Cyndaquil.
Yeah.
He had that wall jump right up going up the stairs, but other than that.
And Mashy recovered that fight. He did really well in that fight. That hat didn't even move before he stomped on it.
Yeah.
Got almost the earliest possible hit you can.
Beautiful toppers from both our players right here. 228 for Cyndaquil on the title screen.
See, I'm a blast off guy. I count the time at the blast off.
It's about an 8-second difference between our races right now. You count on the blast off?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I count at the title screen because I feel like that's when the intro is over. Now we've started the game. Yeah.
Man, it's interesting. That little checkpoint that's right in front of you when you start off in Cascade, that's not actually there ever again.
Really?
They move it to the Odyssey. Yeah, it's like on the Odyssey after that.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, to Coin Kirby in chat, talking about, actually, the right frog stays the right frog. It's only the left frog and the center frog goes back to the center. Don't know why. Very strange.
Weird as heck.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Don't know why that happens. And I want to say the most controversial moon you see both players getting just now. And that this is the moon that the 1.0 version allows you to skip.
Yeah.
And, obviously,
I was going to ask why it's the most controversial. That's actually a great reason.
Neither player, though, opting to essentially more or less brick their switch. So 22-second loss right off the bat for both players.
Honestly, I don't know what these guys are thinking.
I know. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm interested to see what's going to happen, like what would happen in that. If any racers are going to opt for that.
Yeah, that would be a really interesting turn. Imagine a commentator who wasn't aware of the difference, like was kind of stuck in that scenario and just saw it. It's like, oh, and he didn't grab the first moon. What's going on?
Yeah. You see Cyndaquil right here opting to go for the dive on the first hit and then using the hill for sequential hits. Sequential hits. Yeah, subsequent hits. Subsequent hits. I can't even English right now. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, Mashy had a bit of a rough time with that second hit on the Big Mama Bunny. It's really tricky sometimes where the chain chomp will be like red and ready to shoot, but you're touching a wall a little bit and it kind of just winds down and disappoints.
It's the worst thing because you think you're gonna get it, and then you just don't.
Yeah, and you know what? Most of the time, you know you're not gonna get it.
Yeah, but you can't help but just keep going for it,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
It tempts you.
Yeah,
It
I think
looks
that's
so
the issue.
good, and yeah. Ooh, Cyndaquil actually stomping twice and getting hit by
damage.
The he is shooting down this guy, man.
Oh,
my god. No way.
Man. Oh,
Honestly, I've never seen a race start like this. That is unprecedented. In Cascade, if anywhere you're going to lose time in Cascade, it's going to be on that Dino Skip. That is essentially giving Mashy the time makeup he needed from losing some in that boss fight and in the Cap Kingdom to put this into a squared up race again.
Yeah, I mean, just like that, the race is essentially within, what, about 4 seconds now? Cyndaquil did. I mean, you see this all the time in Mario Odyssey. We talked about it a few times. It is about minimizing those mistakes.
Yeah.
And you didn't see that from Cyndaquil. Okay, you bonked. You missed the first one. You can't panic after that. You need to stay focused and just make the jump, get up there, get the moon, and move on from there. Reset from that next moon. Big time loss, but still fortunately has the lead. Although another little mistake right there, I don't know if you noticed it, actually picked to go back to Cascade Kingdom.
Oh, I missed it. I missed it. I know those get you all the time. I know you're really keen on making sure that's not happening to others.
Oh, I hate that. That's one of my well, you know what's so weird about that is it's the only time in the entire game where it doesn't just put you ahead for the next level.
You know what? It's because Cappy, like all of us, is capable of mistakes, and he realizes it. And just like we want our runners to do, he picked up from it and future in the rest of the game. You know, he's like, all right, I'm not going to do it again.
Good job, Cappy, minimizing your mistakes. Cyndaquil right off the bat. Looks like he's going to be going for early bird strat. You really have two options. Both players actually look like they're going to be going for early bird strat. You really have two options.
Oh, no, he is going.
Yeah. You really have two options on the bird. Get it early or get it late. Getting it early is safe. Getting it late is faster.
Getting it late is... See, here's the thing with getting it late. If you're getting the tree notes and you're doing the 2 bullet bills, not like the... So when you're at the bullet bill part where you break the box and you go to the pillar, you break the box first, go back, grab the second bill, go to the pillar. If you do all of that in optimal speed, the second bird isn't going to be lined up with the stomp pile.
It's not, or it is.
It won't. Not if you're going like fast and correct on all of the other parts, right?
You know, if you go out of Sphinx and you climb from the Sphinx, it lines up perfectly. Yeah,
oh, if you climb from the Sphinx. Yeah, but okay, that's just the difference between, I think, our sands, because I take the checkpoint on the way.
Oh, checkpoint's old news, man.
You hop, dude, oh, come on. You hop out of that.
Checkpoint is long old news. Oh, Mashy right there. Missing the backflip hat jump, opting to go backwards to the hill. Get back on the ice block.
I'm proud of him for getting back up on get back up there soon, man.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to do it. You just gotta and again, you know, minimize the mistake.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cyndaquil not getting first cycle bullet bill. Although having a beautiful, I don't know if you noticed that, a beautiful ice pillar to get up there.
Yeah, it was really nice. Unfortunately, right when he got up though, he just kind of forgot to go on the outside to guide the bullet.
Yeah, that ice pillar can be tricky.
It really can.
Mashy looks to also have a nice little ice pillar.
I don't know if he got the bullet going correctly.
Yeah, I think he wasn't deep enough. Didn't get a sharp enough turn on the bullet. No.
He's a really important key part to a successful bullet bill life at that part, I would say, is ensuring you jump dive as soon as you can after that cutscene.
Yeah.
It really saves a lot of time. All right, so here's what I want to talk to you about. So we see Mashy, you know, just jetting right for the pillar. Why not jump out and grab the checkpoint with the bullet bill? You can re-grab the bullet, get to the pillar still.
I mean, you can. I'm just you know, I mean,
Would it not be
don't have
faster to warp back to the checkpoint from the Sphinx than to leave the Sphinx and run that far?
Well, I think once you're adding in jumping out of the moon or jumping out to get the checkpoint, it's about even. One thing I want to point out, Cynical not opting to not go for clip. Let's see if he does notes or if he does sand right here. He's going to do sand.
He's gonna get the sand, yeah.
Yeah, both players, in fact, opting not to do the clip. See, at this point, I actually think taking the checkpoint would be faster. If you're not doing the clip, I think if you're not clipping, checkpoint is faster.
Exactly, and that's I think what that's what it is with me. I don't even try to get the clip because I don't like resetting all day long.
It's just so the clip has so much swag.
It really does.
It really does.
Even
it just looks
the worst
so
part
cool.
is even if you get it, you still have to get the clip perfect, and you have to get into the quicksand back room first. And even when I get that clip, half the time I'm right in the Sphinx room, and I'm just like, you know what? It's too risky.
Yeah, no, I mean I get that. No, Cyndaquil!
Oh, falling into the poison, missing that Tetris piece, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
Cyndaquil's execution has been really on point thus far, but and no checkpoint. Look at how far back he is.
I was gonna say, you know what? There's another benefit to the checkpoint, especially in a race. You're really selling me on the checkpoint in a race.
Yeah.
And
he's turning back and getting it this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that actually put these two racers at pretty much even. That's that death in the poison right there.
Yeah. As
you'll notice he doesn't even go for the Tetris block, Cyndaquil.
Mashy getting it first try right now. These players on the same moon. It looks like we're gonna. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna be able to play a little paper rock scissors right now.
You're a paper rock scissors kind of guy.
Rock? What are you? Rock paper scissors?
RPS all day.
Oh, okay. All right. What do we got here? Looks like a rock. Oh, rock from both players.
Ooh, trying to glide along the wall a little bit there. The bonk was...
Yeah, Mashy taking that bonk.
Destined.
And you can see right there how much time the bonks really add up to.
Wait, did Cyndaquil just warp? He didn't... Oh, that's right. He doesn't need the...
No, he doesn't need notes.
You're right. I was worried for a second.
No, he does not need notes.
I forgot that he got the early bird as well, so it was right next to him. I'm like, no, it's right there.
We have a very close race right now going into the lake. I mean,
and now let's all enjoy.
Heck of a race so far. Yeah, heck of a race so far. We've seen both players, perform some of the harder moves, no problem, and then both players make some pretty decent mistakes. I mean, really, with Cyndaquil, it's coming down to two mistakes right now: falling into the goop and the issue in Cascade. Whereas Mashy, you've seen maybe a less like clean run movement to movement, but no major mistakes. Gonna see where we go from here. Usually I want to take the guy who's not making the major mistakes in a Mario Odyssey race, but we'll see how this one ends up playing out.
It's early in the run, man. He can have a lot more under his belt, but getting all of those big kerfuffles out of the way early, I think is gonna set you straight.
Oh, you gotta limit the kerfuffles. That's really key. Cyndaquil opting to triple jump, getting it despite not getting the triple jump.
Yeah, I was worried for him there.
Yeah.
Oh, Mashy had me worried with that zipper grab. I thought at first he was gonna go for the homing strike, but I didn't think he'd reach.
Yeah, he took the safe zipper. That is gonna lose a little bit of time here.
Yeah. Now that's something that I've thought about playing with. Yeah, the dive. How do you feel about that dive?
I mean, that one looked very pretty. I mean, that was dare I say, Greg Louganeson type of dive. I really enjoyed it. It was, it was visually pleasing. I'm definitely gonna say that. I don't know if it's faster, but it was visually pleasing.
I think with an ideal like perfect start, I think the dive can be faster because you'll notice a lot of the time when you're going into Lake Kingdom and you're trying to get a really fast Lake Kingdom, the fish is just too far to grab sometimes.
Yeah.
That dive gives you that extra bit of distance towards him.
I guess. I mean, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And Cyndaquil now starting up one of the easiest to mess up boss fights, Boing Lao.
Boing Lao. That's not his real name, but that is what we call him. And as you say that, as if
I feel like
the
I
announcer
there.
jinx right there. Mashy taking an interesting way, going with a ground pound stomp, but also missing that first cycle.
Yeah.
Not able to capitalize on the mistake from Cyndaquil. Getting that second one though, woo, barely getting the third.
All right, yeah, and even with both
players,
yeah, man. Every time one guy makes a small mess up, the other one does too. They stand right by each other.
Yeah, I mean, both players are very close, and even missing the triple moon.
This is gonna boil down to which one of these guys can successfully skip RC car.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is going to be interesting as we get later in the stages. Stages that are more likely to have route differences of some sorts. Interesting to see who's going to take the risks and who's going to be safe. And, you know, here we go. Another dual trip on the Odyssey, ladies and gentlemen. It's not often you get the double lift ride going.
They've been lined up this whole race, and can I just say that I'm thrilled about it?
Yeah, this is a really fun race. 16 minutes in. I mean, now we got to talk about wooded. You know, what are the key things we want to look for here in a clean wooded?
All right. The vine bridge. That's the scariest part from the get-go. Mashy was practicing some scary strats before the run. I feel like he might go for it, but at the same time, we have to think about the fact that his PB does reflect that of someone who might not be ready for, you know, a 2-second time save that's that dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, like you said, I think Mashy is going to go for it. I think a lot of these players are better than their PB says. And,
oh yeah.
I mean, just watching Mashy practice earlier, I really think he's Vine Bridge skip is in his future. Having a bad bunny though, right off the bat, yeah, struggling with this bunny. That's actually going to cost him a good little amount of time. Going to be about a moon behind now.
Yeah, for the next little while, it's really just going to boil down to optimized movement. That's a lot of what Wooded is, getting from point A to point B in a solid way. Not a lot of opportunity to like have a gigantic mess up in too many spots in this kingdom. It's more so not bonking and making some solid turns.
They're saying Mashy has a 118.
Yeah,
well, he has
a 118.
He's gonna smoke that this race. Just if he keeps playing, I feel like.
Yeah, I have a feeling that his 118 is out of date.
Yeah, and as you see, Cyndaquil right there going up for the first nut, missing the hat jump, and then taking a bonk, allowing Mashy to catch up again. Yeah. Nice nut bust though once he got up there.
Nut busting with the best of them, Pooh.
Yep. And I think that's an underrated thing, actually, is how fast you actually bust these nuts. There's a couple different ways to do it. You can dive into the nut. You can use your butt to bust the nut, as you see Cyndaquil doing right there. You can hit the nut with your hat 3 times. There's a couple different ways to do it. I think everyone's got... They're all kind of similar at the end of the day, and everyone's got their favorite way, but you have to make sure you're consistent and fast with it.
Yeah, and there actually is a pretty big difference between nuts that are on the ground and nuts that are on the wall, you know?
Yeah, that is definitely, I mean, walnuts, if you might call them that. The walnuts are definitely, yeah, the walnuts are definitely, I'd say a little bit more difficult than your common ground nut.
Mm-hmm.
You see both players opting not to do the damageless early cycle. They're taking the late cycle, it looks like. Here on the fuzzy pipe. As I say that, Mashy does take damage though.
Yeah, damage twice. Damage twice. Yeah.
Both players also opting to do the climb, which is a bit interesting. We do like, you usually only see that with players kind of in the 110 or lower range, opting to do climbs, but these players, you know, going for it. They're not trying to leave any time on the table.
No, and Mashy has actually having some really nice movement up this tower.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice climb, I gotta admit.
Yeah, so right here, Cyndaquil is now approaching. I don't know. This is this moon is as dangerous as you make it, you know? Like there's so much you can do to speed it up, but not by like huge amounts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this moon is really all about movement to and from, getting around the corner. And then again, because that nut is really high up there, it's all about how you bust it in the chosen technique you did. Right there, you saw Cyndaquil. He had a really good nut bust right there. Meanwhile, Mashy opting to do the triple jump, getting one hit on the hat. Another good nut bust. I like both of their strats there to get that walnut.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. All right, Cyndaquil, going for the Vine Bridge, yes, no?
I hope.
Ooh.
No.
All right.
He's not.
Mashy, I think he might.
I think Mashy's going for it. I really do think Mashy's going to go for it. I don't know what strat he's going to do, but I think he's going to go for the
The only thing I'll say is that if he goes for it, I really hope he only goes for it once.
Yeah. Cyndaquil opting to take kind of the, a nice, safe strat up there. No, Mashy as well. Also opting to go Fine Bridge. You know, I get it. It's a close race right now. You don't want to make any horrible mistakes. Both players opting to take kind of the, what do I want to say, the easier way out of that crumble bridge as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do some jump dives there, but again, increasing your risk of bonks in an area where you can fall for. I think the fall itself is like 7 seconds until you actually die, and that adds up so much more time.
Yeah. As Cyndaquil right there, getting his last nut. Opting to not do the jump out of the body snatch strats to get the last moon and just taking the long legs all the way up there. And he's going to head into the Sputer fight. Let's see if Mashy can get a clean nut as well.
Now, Spirit's one of those.
It's really all about how you exit this nut. Sorry. Okay,
yeah.
That was my last one.
But yeah, Spirit's another one of those fights that it's not. This one's one of the less stressful, kind of a part of the run for the runner to kind of relax a little bit. You know, the steps don't change in either versions of the fight, but
yeah,
if you're not ready, it can definitely sneak up on you and steal some time.
Yeah, I think the other thing with Speeder too is even if you do make a mistake, it usually ends up being pretty minimal. It's not.
Yeah, he bounces right back to you.
Yeah. But I think that's also another reason to not make those mistakes. Him being so easy, you don't want to just give away time on such an easy boss. This is essentially anytime you mess up Sputer, it's a matter of focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And both players obviously very focused. Looks like we're heading for another dual Odyssey ride here, but Cyndaquil about a cutscene ahead at this very moment.
Yeah, I'm hoping we see some solid Bowser fights out of these guys. I'd love to see someone go for one of the quick kills.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting.
Bowser, always impressive.
Yeah, definitely gonna be interesting to see what strats each player chooses to go with here in this. Yeah, staying consistent. About a cutscene behind there for Mashy. Still very much anyone's ball game.
Yeah, let's not even mention the fact that after Cloud Kingdom is the most stressful 10 minutes of this run, in my opinion. You got Lost followed by Dark Metro at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, the run definitely takes a ramp up, I would say, here after Cloud Kingdom. And not that Cloud Kingdom is nothing to sneeze at. There's a ton of time to be gained or lost here in Cloud Kingdom. Yeah,
definitely. The Bowser fight it started off so simple, but it has so many layers of optimization now. And Cyndaquil with the initial roll there, I thought that was going to be the indicator that he was going for the real quick fight. But honestly, he still did have a good, clean, fast grab and hit there.
Yeah, that wasn't bad, but I did think he was going for the clean grab. Now let's see what strat he opts to take. He's rolling in there.
He's very in there, yeah.
He's gonna... Oh, okay. I like that strat.
You know what? It works.
I like that strat. That's not quite as quick as the backflip strat.
But it's definitely quicker than waiting for it to come
fast. Yeah, that is going to be a pretty fast strat still.
All right, and Mashy going with the classic, stopping the hat in its tracks and having it home into you right before.
Oh, and that strat backfiring on Cyndaquil, and that was kind of my worry with that strat.
It did look
Would he be too close? Yeah, would he be too close?
I'm glad he hit that last hat right there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mashy finishing his second hit.
Yeah. These racers are about one Bowser cycle apart right now.
Yeah. Let's see how he handles this third cycle here. He's a very far back. I don't feel like he needs to be that far back, but
Definitely not.
Taking it safe.
Yeah, playing going with the race safe strats because you get all that much extra time to line yourself up with the incoming hat.
Yeah. All right, now Cyndaquil already in Lost. Coming up to a huge moment right here. The jump up to the tree. As you can see, Cyndaquil already having a little bit of struggle to get on there.
That's one of those scenarios where I think it's worth it to take that time to, line up that jump. It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's one of those things that can go bad really fast if you don't if you miss your initial strat and kind of try to compensate instead of just, like you said, lining yourself up. And Cyndaquil actually ended up doing that, and that was the right call.
All right.
Meanwhile, Mashy,
yeah, getting on top of the tree, but that was. Oh, the clinch is strong.
Oh, Mashy also getting there, making us worry though because he took the scenic route.
He veered out to the left hard there.
Yeah, he definitely took the scenic route. And Cyndaquil with the triple jump up to the tree.
Yeah, that extra height just makes that jump feel safer and safer. I don't dispute that. It's a decent idea.
Yeah. Getting rid of the bird. This is a very clean loss from both players so far. Outside of the getting on the tree, neither player seems to be having any problem with this loss. Although Cyndaquil might have to take damage. Yeah, I thought Cyndaquil was going to have to take damage. That is going to be a 2-second loss. Because he did not get the, what is the bomb guy? I don't even know what those guys are called.
Weird.
Did not get the bomb guy over.
Grab.
Yeah.
Lock on. Explodes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Cyndaquil opting to take a little bit of an outdated strat, but I mean, we're talking about very, a second and a half, and a lot easier bridge jump here.
Oh, and Mashy going for the damage list, but not getting it to blow up the right brick.
Oh no, that is actually a pretty significant time loss.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cyndaquil taking the death, which is totally okay because that takes you right back to the Odyssey. A really fine loss.
I wasn't paying 100% attention there, and for a second, I thought he took that death and had to go back, and I was so worried for a second.
No, that was a really fine loss.
Mashy's opting to just not go under the bridge here.
That interesting strat here by Mashy. Yeah. I have not seen a player do this, but in a race, I don't hate this strat right there. It's a much more simpler jump. Yeah, I mean, you definitely you know for a fact the chances of you getting it are pretty high. You're not going to take the the death right there. So you're going to save a minimal amount of time. I don't hate that strat in a race at all.
Yeah, I never really thought of skipping under the bridge. I agree. I think it's a really safe and race safe strat.
Yeah, and right here you're kind of seeing the movement though from Cyndaquil. His optimized movement really helped open up a lead there and Lost.
Oh yeah.
Now the first non-trivial jump here in Lost up this building. Completely trivial though for Cyndaquil. No issues at all. A lot of things can happen in Dark Metro. Like there's each jump is like just dangerous enough to really mess up your day if you miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, you miss the girder and you're ending up in the falling into pit. You bonk anywhere, you end up having to climb like 20 seconds of stairs. It is a rough mistress.
Yeah, no, Cyndaquil opting to take the elevator up. That's actually a very interesting strat. Maybe a little bit outdated, as Mashy, unfortunately, does not get the first jump up the building.
Yeah, gets that bonk, unfortunately, dude.
Meanwhile, Cyndaquil, falling off what is perhaps the easiest part of the climb. Gotta be upset about that. And that's kind of what we've seen here so far is, amazing movement from Cyndaquil, followed by a bit of a mistake. And in this case, fortunately, not going to cost him too much time. lucky enough to land on that elevator.
Oh, and that long jump of death, man. Oh, I'm so happy. You know, I'm not usually worried about it for runners, but Cyndaquil just had so many like parts of this run that went so poorly. I just didn't want him to have.
We didn't want to
one.
see it. Yeah, you never want to see it. But it does look like, just judging by it, Cyndaquil might have opened up a bit more lead here in this Dark Metro. Let's see what Mashy can do with this climb.
That bonk on the Ottoman may be, you know, it's not huge, but
yeah,
you gotta go run all the way back to the Ottoman. You gotta go run all the way, you know, do a triple jump. There's a lot of steps to recovering from that jump.
Yeah.
Now he's opted with a really interesting pole climb there.
Yeah, and then he changed his mind midway.
Yeah,
Probably the way to go.
I agree.
Probably the way to go. Cyndaquil, meanwhile, on the Mecha Wiggler, one of the more dangerous parts of the run and a place where huge time losses can happen. We're going to look and see what his strat is here for the second cycle. Had a really good first cycle, got the corners, but very curious to see where he's going to go with this second cycle.
Oh, Mashy barely made it there. Dude, he went with 2 really early hat tosses. I didn't think he was making that gap.
Yeah. This is not a good setup right here for Cyndaquil. Getting a beautiful triple bounce, though. Or a triple shot right there. They were actually crossed up with each other.
Honestly, I didn't think he was able to aim high enough there. One of those things about the tank is that it just can't aim above a certain angle, and that really sucks when you're too close to it.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, he had 2 that were lined up, and then 1 that was actually like away from it, and they crossed paths and ended up getting all 3. That was a nice bit of luck / skill for Cyndaquil right there. Keeping the 2 cycle alive, and that puts the pressure directly back on Mashy right now to stay relevant in this race.
If Mashy can pull off the 2 cycle, I mean, he has to pull off the 2 cycle at this point.
Yeah. Now we saw Mashy going for it earlier. Are we gonna see Cyndaquil go for the RC car skip?
Honestly, I doubt it. If you don't see the Vine skip, I feel like they're probably not going for the RC skip.
Mashy, meanwhile, getting
oh, that was so nice.
Yeah, that was a very nice Mecha Wiggler pattern, and just handled it beautifully as well.
All right, so we have the RC car action here, but this is
the RC struggle. Oh no, the RC car.
Austin Powers is driving this car, man.
Yeah, it's so weird and awkward to control. I literally every player who's played this game has had that issue with the RC car, and that's one of the big things with going with the RC car skip. It kind of like
gets rid of that worry.
Yeah, it gets rid of the worry. Exactly.
Yeah, because like, let's be real, getting the scooter and clipping like just your head into the cage isn't the easiest thing. But at least if you get it consistent, you can rely on it. The RC car, whatever you do, no matter what you do, it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah, and also you always feel dumb when you mess up the RC car.
Right? It's so degrading. You're playing with a kid's toy, and it's just like, oh, hey, I can't get this into this gigantic opening.
Yeah, you feel really, really dumb.
As the RC car man would say, how the heck do my kids play with this thing?
Oh, Mashy's going for it.
Yes, Mashy, get it.
Get it. We're rooting for it. Yes.
Oh,
yes. That was good.
The race. He's a winner in my eyes.
Yeah, that was really solid.
Honestly, that definitely, and especially compared to Cyndaquil's, that saved him a lot of time.
Oh, yeah, that is going to be a significant little catch-up moment for Mashy right there.
Another small bonus behind doing the scooter and not doing the RC car is it gets you to the Ottoman that you get to the trash with faster.
Yeah, it's all around just a better strat, and I need to add it into my game.
Yeah, Mashy has inspired me right now, man.
Yeah, Mashy has inspired me as well. Let's see if he can continue this movement here and keep knocking away those seconds here on Cyndaquil. As Cyndaquil heads into one of the more I'd say relaxing parts of the run, is just kind of like hopping from these rooftops to rooftops.
Yeah, you get to hang out with your good buddy Yao and Otep.
Yeah, it's a fun little part. He's gonna be interesting to see where he goes. Kind of takes the around route to the door. That actually makes you travel faster. which is interesting. Mario, for some reason, travels faster on a curve when he's in the air.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's just how it works.
I'm worried here. Mashy's hat is out, but he's trying to get over. He's fine.
Yeah.
That always scares me.
Made me nervous, though, yeah.
Cutscene.
Yeah, it made me nervous. Yeah, old school climb right there for Mashy, but it worked.
Yeah, he didn't have any stutters. It was not the fastest strat that's known, but it definitely was pretty solid execution.
Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, Cyndaquil is having a really beautiful metro since he's gotten past RC.
Oh, yeah.
As he heads to Yao. I've been practicing my Yao.
You're getting better every single time, dude.
Thanks, man. I'm doing my best.
All right, and the coveted, most important moon of the run. Never leaving.
Coming up, yes. I mean, we've all made an agreement that any percentage requires this moon that is
in the rule set, yeah.
Yeah, that is happening right now on the right for Cyndaquil. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a little...
Yeah, I got mine ready too.
Yeah. I love it.
You want to know what's kind of interesting about the weird Simish talk in this game? All of the characters always output the same, the same voice clips at the same part of the game. Like every time you talk to the shopkeeper, he says "Hiba haba bai." Like it's never randomized. He always has the exact same one. Cappy drops the same weird whatever he says at every part of the run.
I'm assuming there's a translation for it then. That's what I'm, like
I
feel
awesome.
like there's yeah, maybe it's all just being said backwards.
No.
Yeah, like maybe that's something really weird. I never even really thought about that. It is always the exact same thing though. You're totally right. Cyndaquil, again, outside that RC, had a very good dark and light metro.
Yeah.
He's definitely gained a little bit of time here on Mashy, coming out of dark metro. Or coming out of metro, sorry, light metro. All right, can we get it one more time? Oh, tap! I love it so much. All right, heading into Ice. Ice is a relatively straightforward kingdom. There's basically 3 moons. There's basically 3 moons that are pretty free, starting with this Captain Toad moon. And then you have 3 rooms that you want to go into. There's really not too many worries for major mistakes outside of dying in the goop in the first room. But you don't see that often. However, there are lots of little opportunities for time saves and hot optimization.
Cyndaquil pulled off a lot of really good maintenance of his maintaining his speed really well during that Captain Toad segment. I was actually really impressed by it.
Yeah, that was a very good overworld segment there from Cyndaquil.
Hopefully Mashy can produce similar results, because right now Cyndaquil is trucking through. He's really hitting his stride here around the mid-run.
Yeah, it looks like Cyndaquil is fully recovered from his earlier mistakes and is just kind of on cruise control right now. Doing what he knows how to do, So he's a veteran.
I only noticed this now, but Mashy has 303 coins. Is that just because he grabbed a ton in the Sphinx room, or was there something I missed here?
I think he grabbed a ton in the Sphinx room. He also got the Jaxie, one as well. So.
Oh, and he's having a hard time talking to Toad there.
Captain Toad just does not want to respond. Cyndaquil missing that first jump, and that's actually a pretty common thing that happens. The hitbox on that railing is not perfect by any means, and you kind of can get stuck like against it, but not wall jumping, and do a spin, and then all of a sudden you're falling beneath it.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Mm-hmm.
The poison room has to be one of my favorite rooms in the Snow Kingdom. Finding creative ways to utilize the wind from these blow arms.
You know, you can actually go from the first one all the way to the last moon, like right away. If you jump in the first one, like the first blow he does, and you go right to the very last moon.
That's super cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really worth it because that other
Yeah.
moon's so fast, but it's just cool.
If the clip wasn't a thing, that would be awesome for world peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang you, clip. Ruin another cool strat. Mashy, having pretty dang good movement here. I gotta imagine Mashy's pretty below his PB and his splits if he's rocking a 118 right now.
Yeah.
As he is not having a bad run by any means.
He's about 2 of these rooms behind Cyndaquil. But honestly, I think he's showing us that he can pull it off.
Yeah, he's hanging in this race. I mean, he's definitely within a mech fight right now. So.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we still have Luncheon to go after this, and Luncheon is been where a lot of races have been made or broken here so far in the tournament. He kind of separates. It's definitely the separator. Lots of different strats that you can go with in Luncheon. Lots of opportunities to die. Lots of opportunities to take damage, and that damage adds up.
Yeah, and even that first jump with the salt is a little bit of a gatekeeper. You know, some people have a bit of a hard time getting it consistently.
Cyndaquil opting not to take the long jump into that pipe. If you actually take 2 steps and long jump into that pipe, you kind of get like this instant go-in move. It's very cool and relatively easy to do. But opting to go again for the safe move. Race strats.
Yeah. I will say, though, that entering the pipe, it like instantly is one of the coolest things.
Yeah. The instant entry is one of the coolest things.
Only second to busting nuts.
I mean, I feel like that goes without saying. A little bit of trouble wrangling those Goombas right there for Mashy.
Yeah, you can see the movement optimization really starting to separate the racers here. Where it was once, you know, 1 room, 2 room, or a couple of moons lead. Now Cyndaquil is already on the Odyssey, ready to leave, with Mashy still needing, well, 1 more room at this point.
And a long cutscene here.
Yeah.
Oh, cutscene. Dual cutscenes. And Mashy also not doing it. Dang it, I wanted one person to do it. It's like my favorite strat. It's very silly, but I love that strat.
It is nice.
Little bonk right there for Mashy. Those hallways are pretty much bonk central. I don't think I've ever done all 3 of them clean in a run.
Yeah, and it's honestly the poison one is, like, I'd say the hardest of them, but that last one really sneaks up on you because you really got to make so many blind jumps.
Yeah. Oh, big bonk from Mashy right there. Cyndaquil, meanwhile, getting a pretty decent climb up to the first moon in our final water stage.
Thank
Seaside.
goodness.
Yeah, Seaside. I couldn't think of its name right there, so I just described it as final water stage.
Nearby Ocean Kingdom.
Nearby Ocean Kingdom. And like we were saying, there's not too much that can go wrong outside of the hardest moon in the game, which is right here, seeing Cyndaquil do it in the cave. And
listen, it's not to be scoffed at, but it's definitely not the hardest.
It's 100% the hardest moon in the game. Cyndaquil right there showing how great he is, getting it no problem.
The rest of the run is going to be easy peasy for this guy.
The rest of the run is pretty much nothing compared to that move. But yeah, I mean, like we've said this before in races. You know, once you get past the notes, it's pretty much on autopilot here in Seaside.
Yeah, it's another one of those kingdoms where it gives the racer a bit of a break. It's a lot about precision. You have to be really, like, precise with this fish to make sure, you know, you're saving on those fish bonks, but you're not gonna drop 10 seconds on any one mistake with the fish.
Yeah.
And that's what's relaxing about it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mashy also having a little bit of struggle on the first part of the climb, but smartly taking the wall jump up immediately. Backup strats are important. Knew what to do, minimizing his time loss.
It's interesting to me that both these players missed the seaside stomp on their first attempt.
Yeah. I really wish someone would just find a new, quicker strat that didn't involve getting fish through these two water levels. But it's not gonna exist, you know? Like,
no, like you grab moon after moon after moon, like they're so fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fish are fast in water. Newsflash.
We got breaking news today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Oh, Mashy having a few bonk issues here so far.
Yeah, he's bonked on his way out of. Luckily, not anywhere where he was gonna fall down and like lose a ton of time, but he's still bonking a lot.
Mm-hmm. Those bonks add up. All the little movement optimizations that Cyndaquil is doing and Mashy is opting out of, combined with those bonks, is definitely opening up to take a bigger lead. It looks to be about over a minute now.
Yeah.
So we're Mashy's gonna have to start either making up some time or hope for a mistake from Cyndaquil as he heads right into Luncheon.
And that's where it's gonna be if it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, Luncheon and Bowser Kingdom are definitely the two most interesting kingdoms as far as your time saves and your chance of death. Both of them don't have much room to land in an awkward spot, I want to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting to see what strats Cyndaquil's going to go with. Right off the bat, you're going to see the salt jump. You can triple jump up there. You can backflip up there. You can butt stomp up there. It's kind of personal preference what you do.
Yeah, as long as I feel like the most important part that I only picked up on recently was the hat toss for the extra little bit of height when you do get at the wall.
Yeah, that's super important. And then making sure when you wall jump, you're far enough away from the wall before you dive, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Get that optimal wall jump. But Cyndaquil having no problem with it. Now, the other major thing we want to look out for here in Luncheon is, are they going to opt to do the fork room, or are they going to opt to do the Podobo room?
Yeah, that's the real biggest difference between most people's Luncheon routes. What do you think we're going to see out of these racers?
You know, I think Mashy, we're definitely going to look at a fork room. It seems he's been watching some of the higher runs, trying to emulate those strats, and... You know, Shaden does forks, so forks is going to be popular right now. As you see, Cyndaquil actually hitting Sputer with his hat. That's going to send him flying, and it's going to cause a lot of.
I'm actually a little worried about him here.
Yeah, a lot of problems.
And I think that was a good idea.
Yeah, very, very good idea to take the heart. Just wait and don't compound your mistakes.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, that fight, other than the shape of the arena, is no different than the first Spirit fight. From what I understand, every boss, their second phase, although we don't see Boing Lao again in the run, he's sitting there in snow. We just ignore him. Every other boss has a bit of a harder phase too.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Toppers is the worst by far. But yeah, Cyndaquil now making it into the Magma Swamp. We have Mashy going for the biggest potential difficult jump here. Going with the backflip, and
taking
right
the bonk.
Yeah.
I thought he had that.
About it looked a little... I think his hat toss was a little too far away from the wall.
Getting the second one.
Yeah, another thing to focus on with those jumps is when you're really trying to optimize the amount of height you grab, the very middle part of your jump dive typically has you a little higher than the beginning. So you want to try and be a little bit farther away from the wall before you actually try to initiate that dive. And that's a really good way of, you know, you kind of hold your controller neutral when you jump off the wall to optimize on space there.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Cyndaquil getting right over to the boxes very quickly.
Yeah, he skipped the forks entirely too.
Yeah, that was a beautiful movement over to the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Mashy, you know, having no problems with this Sputer fight.
Yeah, getting through it nice and easily. That's going to be a little bit of a time recovery for him. Cyndaquil is going to be making his way onto the pillar and then making the biggest decision we're going to see, man. Force or fire.
Yeah, and something we should say right here, this next one, I call it Escobar Island. It's this jump right here. You're going to roll through the checkpoint. But it's opting not to
he's
roll
not
through
even going to hit the checkpoint. All right.
You know, that was a smart move. That is a smart move. That checkpoint can kind of mess up your rhythm in your roll, and then you actually miss the long jump. And
it is awkward.
Yeah. It looks like
we are going to see Podoboo here.
Yeah, Podoboo room. Interesting. And it's a little bit. I don't want to say dated route from Cyndaquil right there, but taking the safer way up there and avoiding the Goomba.
That was really nice.
That was very, very clean.
I didn't think he was going to be able to build up the height when he jumped off that first wall.
Yeah, that was very clean. Let's see how good his frying pans can be.
Wrong way, Cyndaquil.
Those frying pans just kind of fly wherever they want to go.
A mind of their own.
They really do. They have no rhyme or reason for why they are what they are.
Now, Mashy here's actually going around and breaking the box from... Oh, that was an interesting way to approach it.
Yeah, I don't know if... that was an interesting way to approach it. I kind of like that way. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that looks like one of those nice homegrown, straight out of mom and pop's kitchen little
Yeah, it definitely didn't look like it was, you know, significantly slower than what Cyndaquil did. And Cyndaquil was clean. It was just a little bit less straight of a line, I would say.
Yeah. But it did give that nice lineup directly to where you have to throw the box from. And with the camera turned like it was, I'm sure it helps with a visual cue for Mashy there.
Yeah. Now, Mashy right here, again, he's going to Escobar Island. Also opting to not do the roll.
The roll definitely is frightening. I've fallen in the lava a few times from getting a bit greedy with it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Cyndaquil making these big Podoboo jumps. The last one, taking damage, getting through the Podoboo room clean.
You need to jump over to that middle platform, kind of on a diagonal, to avoid taking the damage there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you were right, Mashy, taking the fork room.
Hey, man, I called it.
You did. The fork room really, it really gets nice when you pull off those up tosses, though.
Yeah.
That's when I really admire a nice fork room.
And again, there's not too much difference between Podoboo room and fork room. I think fork room done perfectly is a little bit faster by a very small margin. But I think Podoboo room is a bit easier to do perfectly. And but on the other end, I think Podoboo room is also a little bit easier to die on as well.
Yeah.
So it is just kind of personal preference on what you like to do. There really is no wrong way. I think also doing forks, though, does add in one more kind of difficult wall jump as well, though.
Yeah. Depending on how you're getting over to that last moon, it can be tricky, too.
And Cyndaquil gets the meat. That's going to be his last moon here in Luncheon. It's
overall pretty clean.
Yeah, there's a pretty darn good luncheon. Honestly, both of these players are not having bad luncheons by any means.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside of that Sputer fight and for Cyndaquil, it was a darn good luncheon.
Bowser's Kingdom is one of the is as stressful as it is. I'm kind of happy it's like such an intense speed level for the end of the run. You know,
it's so intense, and there's so many small movement parts that can just really add up on the climb up Bowser's Kingdom. Yeah,
like getting the Pokio all around and getting the moon pieces all around those Pokios is one of the most interesting areas to see developed over time. Like the strats have changed so much just from people realizing all these tiny little different ways you can jump across these shonen style Japanese architecture.
And we see this is probably the next like kind of break in the run. As we see Cyndaquil take a bonk up going up the stairs.
Honestly, I totally forgot he was even coming here.
Yeah. Going up to the dragon. Yeah, I mean, I think that's common though. The dragon is something you do forget. It's just kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's a fight, but it's not particularly difficult. You're not likely to die on it.
You can save some time on it, but it's not like...
Not a lot. Oh, Mashy, no! Oh! No, that is going to be a big mistake for Mashy.
That
right
there,
ladies and gentlemen.
Fall.
Oh, no, and he died.
Did you see the cap all the way land on the fork after he died?
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be all the way... Oh, okay. Thankfully, he's actually not in a horrible spot.
I've actually died twice in this area in races, so I'm quite familiar with the checkpoint respawn. It's been a real rough time, man.
Yeah, thankfully he's not gonna take the worst situation here, or the worst time loss.
Yeah, but definitely, you know,
you don't want to see that this late in the race.
Mashy had a little bit of a rough ending there.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see this this late in the race, in a race that honestly was relatively close.
Yeah, that's gonna make that gap a lot wider. Like, we're going to need to see a tremendous error from Cyndaquil now in order to put these two runners at an equal pace.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be about the entire dragon fight separating these two players heading into the final two kingdoms. Yeah, heading into the final two kingdoms, which is going to be pretty difficult to overcome. However, a lot can happen in Bowser. You can fall off a lot of times in Bowser. It can happen. We've seen it before. There's a ton of time on mech that you can lose.
Oh, so much.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, a solid mech is one of the most important parts of this run, I feel. You can play so well up until then, but if you can't stay on top of that gigantic Megazord, then you're losing anywhere from 20 to 40 seconds, and maybe more.
I mean, is he qualified as a Megazord? I don't know if I want to
they
give
would
him
have. I feel
Megazord.
like they would have to be operating like the separate limbs.
They could. I was gonna say, I feel like to be a Zord, you have to be able to separate and then come together. I feel like that is just one giant machine, I guess I want to say.
Yeah, but hey, at least it does. You know, do you think they operate different parts of the limb? There is 4 of them in there. Maybe each one of them takes care of like one function. One shoots cannons and birds. The other one has the spin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. It's. I guess it's possible.
They have nice little artificial failsafes built in for just in case a plumber stomps on them.
Yeah.
An ex-plumber, sorry.
All right, Cyndaquil right here. Gonna be interesting. I think the first thing we want to talk about is he going to do the bird strat or is he going to do the glory hole? We're obviously rooting for the glory hole, but optimally he would probably want to do the bird strat, which is going to happen right here, where he drops the bird. No, opting not to do it. Never mind.
Yeah, the glory hole is staying with us for Cyndaquil's run.
Glory hole lives on, ladies and gentlemen. Thank gosh.
It is a newer strat, and you know, I don't think I've seen too many people really talking about it like a lot. So I feel like a lot of these runners might just not know about it yet.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a bit risky. I mean, actually, it's significantly riskier than Glory Hole is.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily too much faster. You know, you're talking about less than 5 seconds. I think at the same time, it's like it's super fun. It looks really cool. But I can see how it's something that was overlooked. I wasn't even really aware that a moon was down there until I saw someone do the strat.
Yeah, you forget about all those moons that you haven't collected 400 times.
Yeah, well, especially in Bowser because you only need 2 extra moons besides the ones that are required to make the climb. There it is. We see Cyndaquil right here.
I really like that quick dive he threw out. He was gonna stomp and go for height, and then he saw the spinies coming. He's like, you know what? I know how I can avoid these guys. And
Cyndaquil opted for the Pokio strats right here. He's going to actually use the Pokio to get over this wall and get the fourth moon piece.
I do love like the idea behind that strat. You know, it's very clever.
It's super fun. I kind of like any time you get transported from a long ways away. I don't know. I really enjoy it. And a glory hole, ladies and gentlemen. If you have glory hole emotes, please use them right now. A very solid glory hole for Cyndaquil. And so far showing really no signs of slowing down at all. Letting Mashy back in this race.
Yeah, he is coming up upon the 2 boss fights, though. Again, I feel like this area isn't going to be enough of a time loss for Mashy to really gain, but this could be the difference between Cyndaquil placing, you know, I don't know, 30 or 40 seconds ahead.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mashy gonna make his first steps here onto Bowser's Kingdom. Let's see if he opts to do the opening moon Pokio strat. It's very cool. It involves you dropping the bird and then using your hat to go back to it while you're significantly far away. He is going to opt out of it. We're gonna get another glory hole, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. All right, and we have Cyndaquil over here starting with our first topper.
Ooh.
I'm not too worried about his topper. I feel like he knows what he's doing here. He seems well practiced on it. I shouldn't talk ever.
I mean, well, yeah, you might have jinxed him a little bit, but he knew exactly where to go. Yeah, he knew exactly where to go after missing that hit. And that's pretty key, is just to know where that hat is going to end up if you do miss it. And again, that's something we talked about earlier, minimizing your mistakes. That was a very, you know, he didn't get his optimal topper strat, but he immediately knew where to go. A pretty darn good topper fight, honestly.
Yeah. And starting really well off on Bomb Girl over here.
Is her name really Bomb Girl?
No, it's Harriet.
Oh, okay. Bomb Girl's fine, though.
Yeah, it gets to the point. People, no one's going to be confused with it.
Yeah, no one's going to yell at you for saying Bomb Girl. Mashy putting out the torch, meanwhile. Bomb Girl's significantly easier than Topper, by the way.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Now, Mashy doing some interesting strats here. We're opting to go completely birdless. A little bit updated and going to be faster, assuming you can get them all.
Yeah, he had a little bit of trouble grabbing the ledge there, losing a bit of time. And by grabbing that second bird, you kind of let 2 bombs roll past you. So it's a little bit more worth it to go for the farther away bird just so you can get, you know, priority on those 2 hits.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But a very solid and quick glory hole in and out, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, and Cyndaquil approaching the final section for, you know, fine movement in Bowser's Kingdom.
Yeah, this is the last spot for any sort of major screw up. These next essentially 3 jumps that Cyndaquil is going to do. Oh, and he takes a bonk, but luckily lands,
not falling into the pit. Yeah.
Luckily lands back on that platform. That bonk easily could have been the a significant time loss for him.
Yeah, playing it extra safe after that, even you can tell with the stomps to get the extra little bit of height above the bombs. He does not want to forfeit any small bit of time here, or any large bit of time, rather.
Yeah. And he heads up these final moments heading up to the mech. What do you think about when you're doing this last climb right there? I mean, are you pretty focused on the mech at that point, Xwater?
Honestly, the climb itself, as easy as it looks, sometimes, like, depending on your movement towards the climb, the wall's lined up in a weird way. You really got to be paying attention to where the separate pieces of the moving wall are that you can peck into while you're going up. Yeah.
As we see Cyndaquil right now, going for birdless, missing the butt stomp though. I'm immediately opting to go bird.
I think it's a good call.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad call. You know, birdless is quite a bit faster. But once that bird's out, going birdless again is really just a matter of pride. because once you use the bird, it makes getting back on this mech significantly easier right here.
Yeah.
As you see Cyndaquil having no problem getting back on for that second one. Opting to go
Left
for
side
the
stomp.
left side stomp early. Most players you're going to see go for the backside stomp on the second cycle. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but mostly because the mech is going to kind of rear back.
Oh, for a second I thought he clipped into it. I was very scared.
He might have been clipped back out. Okay, so right here, because he rears back, you actually can't get the early hit, and you're gonna have to wait a little bit when you wait to do the back one. And that's why you want to do the back one on the second cycle. If not, you have to wait for all these steps.
He is gonna get it, luckily enough. But yeah, that does, you know, it forfeits anywhere between, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, something like that.
It's seconds, you know what I mean? And if you're gonna
5 steps and donuts, you know.
The mech's already hard. You might like who cares about making it a little bit harder is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mashy's now finishing up Bomb Girl. He got through Topper, you know, relatively risk-free. Cyndaquil now only really having the moon skip left as any sort of real wall that's, even if it gets missed, it's not going to sink up too much time.
We did see him practicing it earlier, though, and I wouldn't say he was on 100% with that moon skip, so...
Yeah.
You never know, like, it can go wrong, and it can go wrong a few times, and there is time to lose there, and we still have 2D skip, the possibility, which is a pure risk strat that these players could go for.
The 2D skip, I feel like you do it because you know people are watching.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a race on Speed Gaming 3, The Trace. People are on.
I can't wait till they get their 8th.
Yeah, I can't wait till this tournament's on the Uno, though, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hope he names it Speed Gaming Ocho if they ever need 8 of them.
that would be fantastic, honestly.
Yeah. I'm actually having a little trouble getting that Pokio bird right there. His hat homing missile just did not want to home in on the Pokio.
Yeah, I like to throw the hat from the stairs. It kind of gets a little lower, keeps you humble.
Yes, it's the Deuce, the Trace, and El Cuatro. Oh, Mashy weirdly getting the checkpoint right there.
Yeah.
Was he trying to fill his hearts?
I don't know. I think there was no real speed logic behind it. It might just be a small lapse of judgment. Yeah,
that might have just been one of those things because you end up being right back at that right before the cutscene. Actually, Mashy, you know, they were talking about his 118, man. I don't know if you guys noticed, he just smoked that birdless pretty good.
Yeah, this guy's on fire right now.
Yeah, I think we're looking at a pretty hot peeb right here. If he can get back up, lands though on the face and then knocked off.
Gets flinged off.
No. You can actually land on the front, and if you're really calm about it, you can get back up. But...
yeah. As sporadic as the movement is with the mech, unless you're like really hovering on an edge, it's not gonna knock you off entirely. Like you'll have a chance to get on when he stops moving.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to like think the key is right there, being calm.
Yeah.
You see Cyndaquil getting a good hat jump. I think he's got that first try, and I was completely wrong. I jinxed him. That was commenter's jinx. He was a little bit far left.
He's been victim of that at least like 4 times tonight.
Yeah.
See, that's what I don't
He's opting
understand.
to go kind of middle, and that's what this left strat, I think, is not my favorite, because you want to be on the right side of that little L box. Looks like getting it right there, but yeah. Yeah, you want to stay on the right side of that L.
I'm not familiar enough with that, with whatever visual cues, whatever setup he's using, where I can't tell if that needed tweaking, or maybe sometimes moon skip just goes poorly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, great get back on in the last cycle for Mashy. You know, not a horrible mech, but it again, I think the story of this race is just not quite as good as what Cyndaquil is doing. You know, I think, you know, outside of the few major mistakes that Cyndaquil had early, this has really been a race about movement and Cyndaquil's cleaner movement.
Yeah, I mean, and when you have a race that is over an hour long, that really does, like, every second you save, if you save a second every 15 seconds, you're saving a lot of seconds, you know?
Yeah, it adds up really quick in this game when you're going moon to moon so fast.
What I will say about Mashy is, you know, he has been really consistent through the run.
Oh yeah, I don't think Mashy is gonna be upset with his performance so far.
Yeah.
At all, and he could be looking, if he has a decent little moon here, could be looking at about a 2-minute PB maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Moon takes, I'd say, you know, 6:30 on for most people.
yeah.
So if he can pull it off 1 or 2 minutes ahead, yeah.
Yeah. Cyndaquil so far going to the second phase of, or sorry, the third phase of this last Bowser. Getting a left middle hat, which is a pretty good one, but taking the Floyd Mayweather jab.
Oof.
Yeah. Taking the Floyd Mayweather jab here. But then getting more good RNG with the middle hat right after that.
They're throwing him a little bit for a loop there. He actually had to throw his hat twice.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like he hit the purple hat and got it bounced back.
Yeah. All right, 3 swipes and you're good, Cyndaquil. Oh, the early
start a little
skip.
early. Yeah, it start a little early. Trying to get that first frame cutscene skip. And we're going to body snatch Bowser and put Peach on our shoulder and break through the walls.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Boo.
Yep. We're really just trying to break through the walls. Take it through to a new dimension. We want to explore the world. Getting the triple jump, Cyndaquil does. Meanwhile, Mashy heading over. Oh, a little bit of a movement issue as he heads over for his moon skip. We're going to see if Cyndaquil is going to opt for 2D skip right here. There's really no reason to him to do it other than swag, which he opts out of.
He's not going for it.
He's going to take his win, smartly take his win. Mashy, way too far left on that one.
And you know what? He knew it. He knew it. Throwing the hat early there. Yeah, he's having a couple small difficulties here.
Yeah, it looks like he is kind of throwing his hat just a little earlier than I like to. But that second one, a nice right setup and having no issue.
Yeah, and Cyndaquil now bursting into the final area.
Yes. He is now breaking through the walls. I can't think of the next line, and it's really bothering me right now.
There's no time for fear. Just let it all fall away. I looked it up. I've been trying to find a way to work a pun in this whole time.
It looked like Cyndaquil with his, he took 4 shots to the right. Seemed like 3 of them landed, so he's only gonna have to shoot off 2 fireballs towards the end. Right here. We'll see if he can launch 2 and get him to land right away. He launches 3, launches 4, only needs 2 to land.
I think he needed 3 there. I think I saw 3 hit.
Okay.
So now just the final little bit. He is going to score a nice sub 114 here. Meanwhile, Mashy is, at least compared to what we have on speedruns.com, on PB pace.
Yeah, he is on pace for a PB, and it's very rare you're going to see any, even in a loss, anyone complain about a minute personal best at some point in time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if everything goes, if we don't commentate or curse him as we're attempting to over and over again, looks like Mashy's going to be on his way to. Cyndaquil, meanwhile, gonna pick up the win here in group stage. Not sure what his, we're gonna try, I think we're gonna try and bring him in for an interview right now. Not sure what his group stage, play is, or his record, but, definitely gonna help him in his, quest to advance. This Mashy, oh no! Losing the hat to Bowser, just a little too close to Bowser, a little too high up on that hill. Let's see if he can recover. No!
Oh, the jump away.
Missing
He looked
it
a little far
again.
down on that crater, man. Yeah.
Missing it again. He's gonna have to go all the way over. Should be utilizing long jumps right here.
Or even the roll.
Yeah. You still even with the hat. Yeah, even with the hat, you can do
it doesn't
everything.
look like it, but you have the same free range of movement. Just every time you shake, you punch.
Yep. All right, as he's going to head through and break through the walls.
Bar your way.
As we see him right now taking a pretty straightforward path up through this Bowser. This Bowser, I mean, despite it being the end of the game, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
This final possession, you know, like we said, we get so excited about 2D skip because it's about the only real optimization that you can kind of control.
It's the only real risk that you have in this section, and
he goes for it. No, Mashy, you didn't need it, man. You didn't need it.
I'm so grateful to him for trying. I really am.
I'm so grateful too. Like, and the testicular fortitude of Mashy. And I think that's something we should talk about. Like, he went for it this race. You know what I mean?
He went for it, dude. Yeah, he used the scooter clip into the wall and pulled it off tremendously, might I add.
Yeah, he went for it. You know, we're talking about they said he's a 118 PB. I don't think this is a 118 player for much longer.
Yeah, you know, maybe he just hasn't had, you know, busy with exams or something, hasn't had time to put in the runs, but he has got the skills, honestly.
Absolutely. I'm sad. I don't know
what
his
Does he do it
PB
again?
is,
Does he do it again?
I feel like you go for it. You already did it once. Oh, no, he doesn't. Opts out of it this time.
I can't, you know, I can't hate on the choice, but I really would have been happy to see it again.
Oh, I feel like we commentator cursed that one. That was, you know what, Mashy? Let's just go ahead and put that one on me right there. Clip me saying that we were going to ruin his PB because
he should have smashed through the bricks that barred his way.
Yeah, he did not smash through the walls that barred his way at that point in time. His PB is 118.45. He can still do it.
Yeah, he's got, honestly, this part takes
a
minute.
Yeah, he should still get a PB, but we wanted a big PB.
We were looking for a hot peeb. This is gonna be soggy.
Yeah, this is a warm peeb, maybe. Yeah.
Lukewarm at best, yeah.
I'll fall away.
Sing it, girl.
What's weird about this song is it's not like it's Pauline singing. It's just a very random song. And going through 2 dimensions, that doesn't make sense. Oh, 2 dimensions, like 2D, and then she says 3 dimension the next time. Never mind, that does make sense. I always thought, like, the first time she was just, oh, okay. I'm, like, thinking about Earth 2 over here. As Mashy gets in there, the final pop-off right here.
118.18, making it look nice, man.
Yeah, Mashy right there with a nice PB. Gonna save 30 seconds even with that final death he took. A very, very nice race here. Honestly, through Metro was easily anybody's race. It wasn't really until we got to Seaside where you saw Cyndaquil start to really take a lead. Man, heck of a race between both these competitors. I think Cyndaquil's is still gonna be happy considering he took a pretty bad death in the sand to still come up with a 113.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's not forget he had a bit of a rough time in Cascade as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that Cascade. Yeah, really all of Cyndaquil's time was in like the first 3 levels, and then he really settled in. So I'm not sure either one of these runners is coming in for an interview.
Yeah, I've tried to find them in the server, but I haven't been able. At least, maybe I was in the wrong channel. I'm trying to ping them in here.
Yeah. Well, it might just be that might just be what it is today. Oh, there we go.
Hi.
Cyndaquil, hello.
Hi.
How are you doing? Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
How you feeling after that race there today?
Pretty good. I got 3-0 in the group now, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's
3-0 in the group.
3-0. Wow, congratulations, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah, that'll easily mean you're gonna be moving on with a pretty nice seed, I'd imagine, in bracket seed. We want to talk about, I think, early in the run. You had some issues early in the run. Did you ever get kind of worried, or were you just kind of like, you know, steer the course? I can do this.
I was like, what am I doing? I still thought I could win easily though.
Yeah.
But I've never done that mistake in Cascade before.
It was new, and it kind of kept piling on, which was funny. Yeah, right when the chain chomp broke the thing, he doubled up and he hit you too. It was adding pain to an already like bad injury.
I couldn't help but just laugh at that one.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be a good run when you get a 620 Cascade.
Yeah. Yeah, we talk about it, those ones that you would reset right away, but they end up being a decent little race run once it's all said and done. But you really seem to settle down like once you got to Metro and just kind of were smooth all the way through. I mean, what are you kind of looking forward to work on once you get past moving past the group stage now and heading into brackets?
I think I'm really consistent at the first part of the game because I just reset there if I fail at all. But in a race, I kind of can't do that.
Are there any new strats, new skips in particular that like look interesting? You know, maybe the early Bowser hat grab, or going for, as Mashy did, going for the RC car skip, stuff like that. Anything cool?
Yeah, stuff like that, pretty much.
Cool. All right.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Cyndaquil. Congratulations. We also got Mashy here as well. Mashy, heard you got a PB.
Yo. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, dude,
nice.
congratulations on that.
I feel like we kind of, I'm gonna say, I feel like we kind of goaded you into going for 2D skip though, and we kind, me and Xwatt are gonna take.
We really,
we're gonna take
really
the blame
bad,
for not an extreme higher PB right there, you know.
Nah, I was actually gonna go for it anyway. I saw
I like that.
I was like,
I thought you were gonna go for it twice, to be honest.
Also, we were pointing out you don't look like a 118 player with the strats you're doing. Have you kind of just been kind of working new things into your run here as they come along? We saw you do the RC car skip, and we're very impressed by that. Is there anything else you're kind of like trying to add or really wanting to clean up, or is it all about kind of cleaning all this up?
I've been working on adding a few things, and then it's mostly just getting runs finished. Because I really don't have a lot of time to do a lot of runs, so usually it's like 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
That explains it, yeah, because repetition is what breeds the consistency, so whenever you can fit it in.
Yeah, we absolutely saw that you're gonna be easily like down into the low 110s very soon. We were very impressed by your run. You kept up with Cyndaquil, who, like he said, he's 3-0 in the bracket. Kept up with him all the way really until Seaside, and it was a heck of a race, man. So I just want to say congratulations, and we wish the best. Can't wait to see more of your runs. Yep. Cool. And I believe that'll do us here for me and Xwater here in this any percent run. I think coming up on Speed Gaming 3 is another Odyssey.
Oh yeah, did you guys see that I clipped into the Brutal twice?
Did you?
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
We were debating it. We thought you
I
clipped
saw you
in.
on top after, so I thought you got like, I thought I just wasn't keeping up with like maybe low quality.
Like, I clipped out
stream.
again, and I clipped back in, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we
That's
did see that.
stupendous.
Yeah, that was on point. Like we were debating whether you actually clipped in. We were like, did he or was he just behind it? Like that was a cool moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing a backflip just gets you out of there usually.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. No, I was heart was beating, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, I think we got more Mario Odyssey action coming up, but I really just said that I have no idea what's coming up on Speed Gaming 3. So,
But if you guys do want to know what's coming up on Speed Gaming, don't forget to look at the schedule. There's a Discord for the Odyssey tournament. You can also type !SMO. And you know what? Check out all the Speed Gaming channels. And don't forget to check out our runners and my fabulous co-commentator here, Graham Pooh Bear.
Yeah. And
Yeah, definitely make sure to check out the commentators.
Oh, we're nothing. The racers, baby. Cool. You guys have a good one.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.